So this is going to be an overview of what you got to do to start plumbing a house. And if you're new to this channel, my name is Josh. This channel is all about building your own house, saving a ton of money. So be sure to subscribe, ring that bell so you get a notification every time I release a new video, and hammer that like button for me. That's all I ask in return for making this video. So the thing you need to understand is when you go to start doing the electrical, plumbing, and HVAC, all the stuff that goes inside the walls and under the crawl space before the drywall goes up, you always want to start with the plumbing drain lines. And the reason why that is wiring. You can easily put wires anywhere you need to go around things such as plumbing pipes. And the HVAC system, all the duct work, you can manipulate that a little easier than you can the plumbing drain line. So I always recommend doing the plumbing drain lines first. And after the drain lines, the pressure lines. So the first thing you need to determine is where your drain is going to be going out your house for your drain lines. So you need to locate your city water and city sewer first. And if you have well and septic, you need to figure out where that's going to be. Or if you already have it installed, you already know it's going to be. I'm going to show you why it's important to know exactly where the waste is going to be exiting your house via the drain line. Because let's say this is going to be a fancy drawing, I can guarantee you that. Okay, so if this is your house, right? You got a crawl space under it or a basement, whichever one. So you need to know what side you're going to be running to and what side you're starting from. So if your sewer is going to be over here, right, and we're trying to shoot for the sewer line over here, you need to start your plumbing drain coming from this side of the house and slowly going down to exit the house, right? So that's why you need to know where it's at. So for instance, if your sewer line was over here, let's erase this line. So if it's over here instead of over here like I just showed you, you want to start the plumbing on this side of the house, that way it drains this way. And when I say start the plumbing, I'm talking about the drain lines. So with pressure lines, it doesn't matter. So if your water's over here for your city water or over here, you can come in either way. You don't have to have it sloped or anything. I'm sure you already realized that. So, all right, now that you know the basics of starting the plumbing, I'm going to show you where my drains are and my water is. Well, not my drains. I'm going to show you where my sewer line is. I'm going to be targeting when I start the plumbing. And I'm going to show you where my water tap is. So let me show you those things. All right, it's nice and warm out here today. All right, so you see this pipe sticking up here out of the ground. This pipe is the actual sewer pipe that's going down to the main sewer line. So when you come out from the house, we're going to dig a trench on a slope to intersect into this eventually. But I just need to know where it's at before I start the plumbing, like I said, to know which side of the house I need to slope to. So I'm going to start on that side of the house, and it's going to slope towards this side, and it's going to slope even more to hit this drain line. And your situation might be different. The developer stubbed these pipes out in my case, but they may not be exposed this obviously in your development or wherever you're building a house. Now, if you have a septic system, it's going to be a much different situation. You won't have a pipe sticking up like this. 9 times out of 10, whoever installs your septic is going to go ahead and pop it through into your house. So yeah, that's all there is to that. And I was just recording this video inside that window there. So it's kind of funny that we were just recording there and now we're here. Anyways, forget that. All right, I'm going to show you guys the water tap. All right, right here is the water tap. And this is the line I dug back, I think it was late fall, going up to the house. I'm going to be hooking this pipe into this, well actually this pipe into the Pex pipe I have in this plastic here. I just have this wrapped up because you don't want this exposed to the sun because it'll break down Pex. So that's going to be for the next video I release. But I just want to show you where the water tap is. So that's going to be the water feeding to the house. So the next thing you need to know when you go to start your plumbing is what material you're going to be using for your water lines and for your drain lines. So always use this. This is probably the most common drain line material there is. It's just regular PVC pipe. I highly recommend using this in most cases just because it's very easy to work with. It's pretty forgiving, and it's just a great product. This I just got from Lowe's, and this is something you do not put pressure in. I do pressure test my plumbing just for inspection purposes, and I put 5 PSI in it, which I'll make a video on that later on. just for the drain lines. Now the water lines, I always put 80 PSI for the pressure test for inspection. But, so yeah, there's not too much to be said, but you always use the 3-inch for the main trunk, and then 2-inch and then 1.5 inch feeding into this for all my drain lines. So that's what I use for my drain lines. And now I'm going to show you the best product I think for your water lines / pressure lines. All right, the product I like to use for my water lines is Pex Pipe. This Pex, the thing I like about it the most is, one, the actual pipe is very affordable compared to CPVC pipe or copper. And it's flexible, as you can see. You can twist around things if you had to. It's pretty forgiving. So I love that about it. Very, very important to have that feature when you're working with plumbing in general. So your drain lines, you're going to find out if you keep watching my videos of me installing all this stuff. It's not near as flexible as this. So we love this. And I'm going to just show you a couple little fittings and how they go together on the pipe, so you get an idea of how easy it is to use and the easiest way to cut it, that type of thing. Then I'll show you some tools used to cut the drain lines, and yeah, let's do this. So if you're wondering why one's red and one's blue, the blue is for the cold water, the red is for the hot water. So I figured you assumed that, but I just wanted to put that out there. All right, so the thing that makes this stuff nice is, in order to cut it, it's really soft, so you can just slide it into these cutters, and this just clamps down on it, and then it's like a ratchet, and it just snips this pipe right off. And you use what's called crimp rings that makes the seal around the fittings. So let me show you. This is just a simple plug fitting right here, but it's a good thing to show you just for example. So what you do first is slide your crimp rings on, slide in your fittings, whatever fitting you're using, whether it's a plug or whatever, just slide it in all the way. And if it's a, angled like elbow or a union, and then you just slide your crimp ring right about 1/8 inch from the end. And then there's a tool that you use that clamps this down really tight. Here is the tool that's used to clamp the Pex Pipe clamps. So those crimp rings are just crimped with this head, and then you just use the handles and squeeze it together. Go ahead and squeeze it together, and then go ahead one more time. So when they squeeze it together, it clamps those rings down real tight around that Pex.
There's your 3/4 and there's your half.
Yep, you got 3/4 and there's your half. Boom. This is just a piece of PVC pipe that we're going to be using for our drain lines, and I want to show you up close on how to cut it with the miter box, which is this saw here, and well, miter saw depending on how you want to describe it. And I also got a Sawzall right here, so I'm going to show you how to cut this PVC using these tools. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut with this miter saw first. And to do that, you just put it up onto the saw just like you were going to cut a standard piece of wood. And here we go. I'm going to go nice and slow through it. And as you can see, that saw gives you a very nice clean cut. So I'd recommend cutting all your drain lines with a miter saw if you can. So now I'm going to show you how to cut it using this Sawzall, which you're going to see it's not near as clean, but I'm going to show you an example of it. All right, so as you can see, it was much slower, and not only was it slower, it's not near as clean either. You can see all these frays, and you got to take a utility knife and just rub against the edges to clean those off. So that's how you cut your PVC pipes. So before you start your plumbing, that's some things to think about. So I'm going to give you a rundown of the plumbing in this house. So as I upload videos, you can see what's going on. So I already made a video on how to install this plumbing under this concrete slab. So I'll put a link to it, a little card up in the corner of the screen here. You can tap it to check it out. But I already set this shower stall and all that. I have a video doing that as well, and I'll put a card up here to show you that as well. So this is the toilet drain, and this is going to have a drain connected in behind here. That's going to be the plumbing that's going to start the drains in the house. So I'm starting the drain through here, catches the toilet, catches the sink, and it's going to run into the kitchen. This is the next drain lines it's going to catch. So we're going to have a sink, dishwasher, all that. It's going to catch right through here. And then over here's a bathroom. It's going to catch this bathroom, and it's going to catch this laundry room, and then it's going to finally catch over here, which is going to be the master bathroom. And here's the toilet, here's the sinks. Then I'm going to have a tub here, and then it's going to exit the house right over here where I showed you earlier. So it's going to end right there at that drain line, well, sewer line, I should say. And that is going to be the drain lines of the whole house. And there's obviously going to be pressure lines attached to all the fixtures, so stay tuned for all that. All right, guys, I hope you feel like you know just a little bit more than you did before watching this video about how to start plumbing. And again, if you're new to this channel, my name is Josh. This channel is all about building your own house, saving a ton of money. So be sure to subscribe, ring that bell so you get a notification every time I release a new video, and hammer that like button for me. That's all I ask in return for making this video. And again, my name is Josh, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.